Hi there, welcome to In the Rough with Angie. I am going to talk about something today that I've been thinking about a lot, and it's about being sober and like why it's important to be sober. And let me just get into it. So, I'm a Christian. I've believed in God since I can remember, but I didn't really start following him until I was like 21. And when I started following him, I still had some like habits of some things that I wanted to quit, but that weren't easy, like smoking. So like smoking cigarettes. And then I managed to, not be doing that anymore. But then it was like, just an addictive nature, like to want to, even like with, you know, used to be drinking, but now like I'm working on following God. So I know I'm not supposed to be getting drunk. So then just going through that process and then coming from a place of getting high every day to knowing that I'm convicted to not get high. So, why be sober? So, for me, this is kind of a broad topic, and I kind of want to get into what it means to be sober and then what it can mean for you personally. So, let me give an example. So, in my youth, I smoked pot and I enjoyed it, right? Like, I liked getting high, I liked rebelling, I liked numbing the pain of life. Like, I didn't want to deal with a lot of my inner issues, maybe. I liked drinking because it made me feel confident. I had fun with these things. So, then coming to the Lord and thinking, okay, I know God wants to do more with me in life than this. So let me follow after God, right? I kind of expected it to be this thing where I decided that I wanted to follow Jesus and I wanted to follow God. I just kind of expected it to be this magical thing that all of a sudden I'm walking in my purpose and everything is perfect. And that husband that God promised me just magically appears and it's heaven on earth from here on out with my life. But that's not the way it is when you follow God. It's better when you follow God than not to, but it's a whole process. And so, like I said, I had some habits when I decided to follow God that I just didn't want to stop yet, but actually smoking weed was one of the habits that I felt convicted of to stop. So I didn't have an issue with that. But guess what? Nowadays, marijuana has become legal. So in certain places, right? And you can buy certain quantities of the THC to use it for like relaxing or pain med or whatever you use it for, right? So when THC and CBD came out, I think it was like a couple years ago when they came out as something that you could use like a substitute for alcohol or pain relief. You could use these CBD and THC products. So to kind of break it down, some of the products are in drinks, some of the products are gummies, some of the products are like little pixie sticks. There's different ways, right, that you can get this CBD or this THC. And then at the same time, not all of the products have THC in it, which is the ingredient that makes you get high. So, okay, I passed like my first hurdle. Like I was like, I am having stress. Should I try some of these CBD supplements? So I had to learn about what CBD was and that it actually wasn't going to get me high. It wasn't like I was smoking a bowl or a bong with some friends, right? It was like it would help relax me a little bit, but it wasn't like I was getting high. It's not like I would be out of my mind, right? So I finally reasoned within myself, okay, you know what? I think I can try a CBD supplement, but I can't try the THC. Anything that has THC in it, I feel convicted about trying. So here's why. And I'm not judging anybody for anybody who does use THC for whatever reason they use it. I'm saying for me right now, I still feel convicted to not partake in that because maybe I wouldn't be sober minded if I did that, right? And it's in 1 Corinthians 6:12. It says, I have the right to do anything you say, but not everything is beneficial. I have the right to do anything, but I will not be mastered by anything. And then that's the NIV version. The NLT version says, you say, I am allowed to do anything, but not everything is good for you. And even though I am allowed to do anything, I must not become a slave to anything. Okay. Everything is permissible for me, but not everything is beneficial. All things are lawful to me, but not all things do profit. So, okay, now marijuana is legal. Now you can get high, I guess, to a certain degree based off of your convictions, I guess. So my current conviction for myself is I can have CBD products, but not with the THC in it. That to me, my own personal conviction is like, stay away from that. Like I don't think it would keep me sober-minded. And I had somebody ask me, do you think you could get so free in Jesus that you could like have THC products, like you could fully be a part of what the marijuana plant is? And that is an interesting question to ponder, right? And I think it goes back to, what is God saying to you? Like, even if it's legal, does he still want you to do that? Like, even if even drinking is legal, right? Does he want you to not be sober-minded? No, he still wants you to be sober. So it's really those personal convictions, maybe because of your past, right? Like I have a conviction because of what I used to do that is currently putting a block up for me to going down that route, right? And I'm going to listen to it. So to take it a little bit further, I was like, okay, well, I can't have THC, but there's all these mushroom supplements out. Because life is stressful, right? Like we want to enjoy ourselves. And I sometimes can have a couple drinks at the end of the day, and it really just puts me in a better mood. And all of a sudden, like, I'm the perfect housewife and I'm cleaning the house. But I started getting in a habit of like where I would have a couple drinks a night, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be in that habit. Like, I don't want this to go down a road that's not good. So I started researching alternatives, like what is like having a glass of wine at night, but is not having a glass of wine. So then, of course, all these CBD, THC options come up. There's also all these supplements made from mushrooms. That's another story for another day. I don't know. Okay, like I thought I had got to the place where I was like, okay, I've tried some mushroom supplements, but I do not want the mushrooms that are going to trip me out, right? Like maybe my flesh wants that, but that's not sober-minded. That's not me following the Lord right now. So I was looking into some different mushroom supplements. So there was a coffee that you could drink that is a mushroom that has the mushroom in it that says it helps you concentrate better, right? I tried the coffee. The coffee just like put me to sleep. Like it didn't do anything productive for me other than a nap. So then I started looking at like, okay, well, people are saying like there's so many benefits that come from the mushroom. So I started looking into mushroom gummies. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting this same feeling as I'm looking at the mushroom gummies, because there's words like euphoria to describe what it's like after you eat the gummy. Now, that may not be a problem, right? But if I'm trying to stay on the straight and narrow, and I'm wondering, will that actually keep me sober-minded? Then I have to listen to those personal convictions, right? I have to listen to like, God, is it okay with you if I try this mushroom gummy? So I ordered some mushroom gummies online from Amazon. Wait, was it Amazon? No, I don't think Amazon sells them. I ordered them online, and as I hit the click to make the payment, the picture of the gummies, like the container that the gummies was going to come in was like all these trippy, it was like this trippy image, right? Like of all these mushrooms in like this euphoric, trippy way. And I was like, dang it, is that the conviction? Like, am I not supposed to order this supplement? So then I ended up canceling the order, right? Moving on, I've been having this dialogue in my head of what it means to be sober. Like, the reason that I'm looking into different supplements and things like that to substitute a glass of wine is because I do want to be sober. But then some of these substitutes could create a whole new problem for me, right? So I have to be talking to God and like seeing like what's okay for me and what's not, like what could be potentially become a problem. So anyways, I've been going through these thought processes on these things. I did have some gummies that I think just had like magnesium in them or something that was more simple to relax, and those work well. But even in that, where there's not like a conviction of there's something in here that's going to trip me out, even that can have a reliance on it, right? Where then it's like every day I'm looking forward to mellowing out with my magnesium gummy. What if I feel like I have to take them every day or I won't have a happy evening? I don't know. Has that gone too far? So moving on, I'm going through these thoughts, and one morning I wake up and God puts a Bible verse on my mind, and I thought that was so cool because it doesn't happen all the time, but he answered my question, why be sober? Because I used to think of being sober was like following God, right? And that means like some of your fun has to be taken away. It's not about fun being taken away, right? It's about this Bible verse, 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober-minded, be alert. Your adversary, the devil, is prowling around like a roaring lion, looking for anyone he can devour. Why be sober? Because the devil is looking around for someone to devour. Like, think about it. Like, I don't know, maybe you had your party days in life, in your youth, and you're like, have those episodes where you're like, oh my gosh, we got so drunk last night. I don't even remember what we did. Oh my gosh, that was so funny when you did that, And well, guess what? You don't remember stuff. That's not a good sign. Like, that's not being free. That's giving yourself an opportunity. That's opening doors to trouble, right? So I feel like God answered that question for me. Why be sober? It's not to take your fun away. It's not taking something good from you. It's keeping someone bad from coming after you because you're not alert, and you're not going to be alert to his schemes and his ways, and you may give in to him easier, right? So anyways, take it a little step further with being sober-minded. I was talking to my husband about it and wanting to do an episode talking about this topic about like being a Christian and like what can I have, what's okay to relax with, what's okay to have fun. And he said, you know what, I think sober-minded is more than just the substances that we take. So it's more than just consuming a couple glasses of wine, which you could still be sober-minded after that, right? Like it may be the third glass that ends the sober game for you. I don't know. But I'm sorry, being sober-minded, he said, what if it's not just the substances that we're taking, but what if it's the things we're viewing, like the shows that we're watching, like the internet, social media? Are we being sober-minded with that, or are we addicted and just like all over the place? And he's so right, because I realized I am not sober-minded when it comes to reality TV. I will binge that, and it's not good. So being sober-minded is also not taking in anything in excess. It's not being excessive. It's about using moderation. And God can help us with that, because sometimes it can just, that whole slogan, one day at a time. It's true. One day at a time, just keep talking to him. And he also said that if we're being tempted, he will give us a way out. So sometimes when I'm tempted by something, I'm like, Lord, please give me the way out, because I am really tempted by this right now. And he will. He'll give the way out. So this, I guess I just kind of brushed on this topic for being a believer and what it means to be sober and what even is sober and why should we be sober. It's not to take our fun away. It's not to take our joy away. God is a God of love and joy, patience and peace. It's not that he said that we can't have certain things, right? But it's certain things may not be best for us for whatever reason. So bring it to God. Like, and if there's something that he doesn't want you to be involved in, it's because he doesn't want the devil to be prowling around looking to devour you. He doesn't want there to be an opportunity for something bad to happen to you, to be out of your mind. If I'm out of my mind, let me be out of my mind for Christ, right? I'm not perfect. So it's not like, that's why I think it's like, God doesn't make some things a law. Like there's some things in the Bible where it doesn't say in the Bible if this is right or wrong. There are some things that it does, and then there's other things that it's like a gray area. And I think in those areas, God wants us to talk to him, right? Like, do you have an overactive conscience or do you have an underactive conscience? Like, are you just indulging in everything, not even asking God about it? Or are you too scared to do anything because you think everything is a sin against God, right? Like, talk to him. And yes, look in the word if you can find those verses to help you. Sorry, my throat's dry today. Anyways, this concludes this episode. I hope it was helpful. I just thought it was interesting. It's just something I've been thinking about, considering within myself. Why be sober? Like, not that I'm going to try not to be, but I am trying to not just be sober, but to be sober minded. So I'm not just going to be excessive and just ingest whatever the desires of my flesh want. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye.